About a year ago, we bought this 2018 Ford F-150, and at the time, the best low beam upgrade you could do for this truck was a 55 watt HID kit. Every LED bulb on the market at that time just didn't perform in the low beam. It didn't reach far enough, or it flat out didn't fit. Today, we finally got the LED bulb upgrade that you've been looking for your low beam. And we've got it for your high beam too. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to install it and what it looks like compared to the bulbs that you're already way used to. So let's get started. So we've got the F-150 up in the air, and you don't need a lift to do this. I'm gonna pull the wheel off so that I can show you guys exactly how to access the bulbs, and then we actually bought a spare headlight so that I can show you guys on the bench how to get the bulbs installed, positioned properly, and buttoned back up. So the first step we're gonna do today, yank the wheel off. Now, one more time, you don't need to take the wheel off if you're at home doing this. You can actually just turn the steering wheel in. You'll have plenty of room to work on it, but I pulled the wheel off so you can see what I'm doing. Now you're gonna need a 5.5mm socket to get these two bolts out. And then there's a little plastic fastener on the inside there. So starting with the bolts, zip that out. Set those off to the side. And then this little plastic guy here, if you just twist it counterclockwise, it should pop right out. There we go. Now we've got the liner loose. I'm gonna use a bungee cord to pull it back so that you guys can see exactly what everything looks like in here. So this is the back of the headlight assembly. You'll have your high beam right here, your low beam's a little bit higher. And like I said, we bought a headlight just so we could do this on the bench and show you guys how it all comes together, but this is what you're gonna be dealing with at home. And as you can see, if you followed the steps so far, it's very accessible and really simple to access now. So we've got our 2018 Ford F-150 headlight on the bench now. We're gonna start with the low beam. That's this upper one here. Just pull your dust cover off, set it off to the side. And here's your bulb for the low beam. You can turn that counterclockwise and pop it out. It's gonna look just like this. Press in on the tab and pull it off. So here's the new Supernova V4 bulb from Headlight Revolution. And compared to the stock bulb, it looks just like this. If you've been following our channel for a little while, you'll know that we bought a 2018 Ford F-150 last year. And at the time, we tested hundreds of LED bulbs in the low beam, and nothing was really incredible. We ended up actually recommending people do the 55 watt HID kit. That gave you the best beam pattern with the smallest amount of glare for oncoming traffic. Now, finally, 1 year later, after hundreds of bulbs and probably thousands of man hours testing, we finally found an LED bulb that is awesome in the low beam of this truck. We finally found it. This is the Supernova V4 bulb. It's fan cooled. It fits the headlight perfectly, which was another big challenge with this particular headlight because the low beam bulbs actually offset toward the top of this opening here. So some of the larger bulbs in the market don't even fit to begin with. And the ones that did just didn't perform. So plug it in first. And you need to install the driver into the headlight before you put the headlight bulb in. If you do it just like I showed you, it fits and you can put the dust cover back on. So if you install it just like this, with the driver below the headlight plugged in before you even get the bulb installed, it will fit. As you can see, it's a tight fit, and that's why we've spent a year looking for a bulb that pulls this off. It was hard, but that's why we do it. Now, when it comes to installing the dust cover back on, what you want to do is start the bottom half into the headlight first. So push that inner piece in and just work it around with your fingers. You're going to find that it does bump into the bulb that we just installed at the very top, but there is still plenty of rubber over it to seal properly. It should look something like this when you're done. Now, we've been running our truck with these bulbs installed and the dust cover like this for about 3 months. Through the rain, through touchless car washes, we haven't had any moisture issues. This seals just fine, and it allows you to get one of the brightest bulbs on the market today installed in your low beam. Now the low beam is a tough one. The high beam is a walk in the park compared to that one. Take the dust cover off, turn your bulb counterclockwise, and disconnect the clip just like we did on the top. Take your Supernova V4 bulb, plug it in again. It just goes so much easier if you do that first. And just tuck the driver into the bottom like that. Fits just fine. There we have it. Now that one fits a lot easier. There's a ton of room down here. High beam was never an issue for us. It was always the low beam. Now you can reinstall your dust cover. There we have it. So I'm going to do this on the passenger side real quick, and we're going to pull this truck over to our studio and compare the stock bulbs that you're already way too familiar with to the new Supernova V4 bulbs and see exactly what you're going to get when you do this install. So we've got our F-150 pulled into the studio now, and we're going to take a lux reading to see exactly what these stock lights are putting out for light output and how much we can improve them with the Supernova V4. So the stock lux reading on the F-150 low beam is 560. That's really not terrible. The important part here is we've got two very distinct hot spots, one on the left and one on the right. And that's what gets you your distance lighting down the road. And we want to keep those when we upgrade the bulbs. We just want to make them a little bit brighter. So here we've got the Supernova V4 LED low beam. This measured at 2,630 lux. That is an insane difference compared to 560 that this truck came with. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you already know the stock low beams aren't very bright, but to see an almost 5-time increase is extraordinary. As you can see, it's still a very, very distinct hot spot on the left and right. That's very important. And we picked up a little bit of flood on the left and right too, so we're going to have some light in the ditches. More importantly, we don't have anything above those hot spots. That is a very important thing when it comes to not blinding oncoming traffic. You've probably read about people getting flashed with upgraded headlights, and with these bulbs you won't have that problem. So the stock high beam on the F-150 came out at 1,210 lux. This is a measurement at about 25 feet. It's the best way to read how bright a headlight is. We picked up a little bit of flood left and right and a little bit more intensity in the center, and we've about doubled our low beam. Let's see what the high beam looks like with the Supernova V4 bulbs installed. Now this is one of the biggest increases we've seen on this channel. The V4 high beam in the Ford F-150 came in at 4,540 lux. Compared to 1,210, that's almost 4 times brighter. It's incredibly crisp, it's very clean, we've got a nice white light output. This is going to send light way down the road. If you're driving late at night, driving on back roads, you're trying to see what's coming up in front of your truck, this is the bulb that you want for your Ford F-150. What a monster high beam this truck has now, right? Compared to what you had when you bought the truck, that's insane. Over 4 times brighter, beautiful white, crisp color. It's exactly what you need. Now, if you need fog lights for your truck, we've got those too. Visit our website at headlightrevolution.com. We've got everything for these trucks, from headlights, fog lights, reverse lights, cargo lights, you name it. We've got the best and brightest stuff, and we're always testing the new stuff that hits the market to make sure that we're giving you the best bulbs for your money. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos on your F-150.